Hey everyone, we're going to talk a little bit about this brand new team that's coming to the game. We have the footage to showcase you the team and how it works. And we're going to talk a little bit about, well, how they're already countering the epic meta war defense that we were told would be the true two-shot, and the impact it's going to have on your roster, and more importantly, the arena meta shift, question mark, and the end of the day, what to expect from the team. And we're going to talk about theoretical counters. So let's get right to it, guys. So the footage is from the test center. Remember, this is developer provided footage, and I have no control over this, and including how it's played. So obviously they're going to do things a little bit differently than I would if I was targeting in this. You'll see that some of the priorities here were a lot different. And so we have the full kits. We do have all the information for Phi Level. We'll go over the roster and see the actual stats of these characters in comparison, so we can get an idea. One thing that I want to bring to your attention is there's already a bug, and potentially a pretty significant bug at that. And we'll showcase it here in a few moments. You'll see it happen thanks to Vrondius, as usual, and his keen eye watching the video, and just the expected interaction doesn't happen, and we're trying to determine why. So let's get right to it. So you can see that these team has already survived that early onslaught because they spawn with immunity. Defense up isn't going to, or defense down isn't going to be an issue. So they showed the Kestrel for hire footage because I think it was just the one that they probably saw giving us the most headaches. Did they actually think that Kestrel was going to be a problem? And you'll see Phi Level just rips her off the battlefield and sends her back. But right there, guys, right there, this is the bug we're talking about here, and it's kind of a big deal. So for whatever reason, remember, guys, this is the special, okay? Clearing all positive effects on your opponent here. Okay, that's an attack. She definitely does damage right there. And there's no assist. There's no assist from the team right there. So it's kind of a big deal. No assist from Gamora. From Nebula. So Nebula is bugged. It looks like specifically it probably has to do with that attack, because you'll see it happen later on. She definitely assists her and the other members later on. I gotta check here. We may have found another bug here. So remember, guys, because they have death proof, they also have drain. They just got a ton of sustain, and there's that real damage going into Gamora, and you'll see that Gamora is just going to be a powerhouse of a character here. And there's that safeguard being applied. So this team is just ripping through them. The assist leaves him pretty low here, and then you'll see Phi Level just ripping through the opponents here with the defense down. There isn't much that this team isn't going to be able to do, and they're really powerful. And so, as expected, they sold us a team, and then they sold us the solution a little while later. And so, I guess the question is, are we surprised? Should we even bother with defense war teams? And I think it really depends on where you are in the game. But I'm going to show you guys some more footage here, because we're going to show you guys the arena footage to give you an idea of how they kind of size up with the current arena meta. And so the idea here is, I think as a defensive team, they have the potential to hold. Although I think there's definitely some windows of opportunity left for the team, like right now when Safeguard has disappeared. Okay, so realistically, this is something that we'll have to watch for here, but it's certainly something that I think if you can survive the early onslaught, you have the potential to, well, maybe flip those buffs or remove those buffs somehow, and we'll have to see how this team measures up once they have their full red stars and full potential. So realistically, guys, it shouldn't surprise you that this team is as built. We knew that they were going to be off the charts good. We knew that they were going to be capable of a lot of things. And so as build, they're definitely beating the Heroes for Hire. So one thing a lot of people probably wanted to know is, what about the interaction with specifically the arena team? So this is the arena squad here. Okay, and you'll see Dr. Doom, Emma. You'll see some very, very specific actions, a little bit differently than I would have played it. There's that heal block. Obviously, doesn't going to do much, but just wants to try to get Kestrel out of the picture early. Realistically, she's not going to be able to clear any buffs. You'll see when she goes off with that offense up, it's pretty much a joke. And more importantly, that's the power of Nebula. So early on, your Silver Surfer is just going to get laughed at as he tries to drop the ults on the squad. So not going to hold. So there's her ult, but it is against another character with Safeguard. So really quickly erased. And so there's the immunity, and the slow just doesn't get applied here. And so Adam Warlock probably would have been better suited, potentially just going straight for Doom here, so you didn't trigger his passive. But it's not going to be a problem, because whoever was playing this understood that they had the speed rewind from Moondragon. And so there's that right there. So realistically, they are just overpowered in all game modes. They're going to feel really, really good when the whole team's assembled. From a power level standpoint, they're gonna win. They'll have a lot of opportunities where you can probably punch up because the base stats are high, and we'll go over that in a second here. And so it's really hard to say don't work on this team. And so you're going to see right there with the disrupt. The disrupt is going to be important against this team. So when we're thinking about counters, we're going to think about disrupts, potentially flips when Safeguard is off, and the teams that can counter them in certain damage windows. And so that's what they look like right there. So let's talk a little bit about it. They are looking to be T4 heavy, and we're looking at 3 to 4 T4s on the team, depending on power level. And that's right, guys. I'm going to be targeting them with a very similar power level that I built my Black Order. So 5s and 6s, 6s potentially higher, and potential upgrades for that. But remember, you know, these guys do demolish the Black Order. We have that footage, but you don't even need to worry about it. They were built to win. The question is, can you pilot Black Order into them? That's a good question. We'll have to see how that pans out, especially because for the most part, you're probably going to be encountering smaller Infinity Watch when it gets first released. So take a look at Moondragon. A lot of the questions people have, she looks great in the roster. They really got this artwork right, and I'll tell you, it looks pretty amazing. Exactly how I pictured she would look. And so we'll skip the T4s. Obviously, you can see some of the T4s in here, but we'll get right to the actual stats here. So she is a pretty healthy. That's 14,321 at G13. So nothing crazy. Focus and resistance off the chart. She has to be able to clear those debuffs. And she's just the pinnacle of skill, being self-taught. And there's that 113 speed, but that won't matter. She's using some giant size heals and some amazing controller-like effects for a support character. So that's Moondragon. So we're going to talk about Phyla-Vell. Phyla-Vell is really the one that's kind of been hidden back here. And you'll see that I do like what they did with her animation. She looks good. And so she's carrying her sword. And so formed from the quantum bands. And so it is absolutely... when you see her in the battlefield and you watch her hair sway, when you go back and look at it, you won't be able to unlook at it. Again, all these offense up. So we'll take a look at her kit. She is going to have some pretty interesting stats here. So 21k damage. And this is just at 4 red, 7 star early. She's going to be way up there in damage. And so just expect her to be a powerhouse, potentially someone to absorb some of your red star pulls. Her and Gamora are doing the lion's share of the offense in the team, but don't shake Adam Warlock off. So as of right now, and we'll explore more of this patch day, I am projecting Phyla-Vell and Gamora as my 2 higher red star targets, followed shortly by Adam Warlock and Moon Knight, with Nebula probably, on par with them, not too much separation. So really what we saw from the power of Black Order, and especially because they're going to be doing so much for you overall. Phyla-Vell as a bio-based character will probably have position. Her passive is pretty cool. And I'm sure you guys have watched all the other videos. We're going to get right down to it. Yeah, I'm going to go full Kraken mode. I'm doing an Adam Warlock cosplay on stream. I do think this team does have windows of opportunity, and we're going to explore that, like I said, when the full team comes out. We're going to be doing a 24-hour stream with Adam Warlock, and we're going to find those windows of opportunity. Really, I'm going to work with Half-Send Tony, who's in my alliance. We're going to really deconstruct this team, find potential counters for you in Arena, and work to give you guys the solution. So I'm going to do things so you don't have to, and I'm sure you guys would all love to work on this team. And if you can get Adam Warlock and the Infinity Watch, the Inwa, as we're calling them, be ready. They are, as advertised, and off the charts good. So just, again, we'll take a look at her speed, 115. So they are basically a little bit more of a reactionary force, but they're not going anywhere. So, again, is this good for the game? Leave it in a comment below. I want to hear what you guys think about it, and I'll see you guys on Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the next video. A lot more to come.